Hello, I'm David Leverett with Precision Comfort. What we're going to do today is we're going to go over our wheelchair cushions and one of our wheelchair backs that we currently have on the market, and one wheelchair cushion that we're going to be launching very soon, later this summer. We're going to start out with the PC Deep, which is our skin protection and positioning wheelchair cushion. And then we're going to go through the PC Gel, which is our skin protection cushion, and then we're going to go through our general use cushion, and then through our new back that's coming out, and finally the product that's coming out later this summer, the PC Air. We're going to, like I said, we're going to start with the PC Deep. These products, even though Precision Comfort is a new company, we are certainly not new at developing wheelchair seating. I actually started designing, developing, and manufacturing wheelchair seating, positioning, and pressure management products in 1994, and have worked with some of the major companies in the industry over that career. And so now we started this product in October. We actually launched the products in October. We started obviously earlier than that with the development. And these are the first 3 products that we're launching, and again we're going to talk about 2 more. One that we're launching next week, and one that we're launching later in the summer. So the PC Deep. When you design or develop a product that is skin protection and positioning, you have to look at all the aspects of skin breakdown and try to mitigate as many of the issues that can arise from somebody sitting in the same position or sitting in a wheelchair all day long, to protect their skin as you can. And all of that starts with the cover. The cover on the PC Deep, as well as our other 2, all the rest of our wheelchair cushions, has very important features. First off, it has to be moisture wicking, because one of the causes of skin breakdown is heat buildup and moisture. So we want to have a moisture wicking product that allows the sweat that would be underneath the person to wick out to the dry areas and then evaporate to keep them drier as they go through the day. The other thing that you need from a cover that's very, very important is that it has a lot of stretch, 4-way stretch. The reason why you need that is, obviously when you design these products, you expect to reduce shear, which is another huge cause of skin breakdown, and you also want to reduce pressure. To reduce pressure, we're trying to redistribute weight away from the bony prominence, and the best way to take the pressure off a bony prominence is to submerge it into material. Well, it cannot properly submerge into the material that's inside this cushion if the outer cover doesn't have 4-way stretch. So that's also a very important thing that we do have in this cushion, is the 4-way stretch of the cover, so that the inside of this product can do everything it's supposed to, and the cover not create a hammock across the top and prevent that. The other cause of skin breakdown that the cover can help with is friction. If you have a active user in a manual wheelchair, sometimes you get a lot of friction on the legs and hips as they push their chair. That can cause some irritation to the skin. Our product is a low friction product. It has enough friction that you don't slide out and that sort of thing, but it does not create friction issues for the skin. So all that's built into the cover of the cushion, as well as this material. All the top surface material is waterproof. The cushion we don't call waterproof because it does have seams. However, all of the seams are around to the side of the cushion. There are no seams on the upper surface of this cushion, so that any moisture coming from the user of the chair will not get into the inside of the cushion because of the waterproof fabric that we use on the surface. So now that we've gone over the cover, we're going to get into the inside of this cushion. And as soon as I start to get into the inside, you'll notice that it's very different from other cushions on the market. We have an overlay on our product that, again, works towards all the features we can towards skin protection. We choose to use an overlay as opposed to gluing different layers together, so that if the therapist or a clinician wants to make changes to the inside of this cushion, they can do so without harming the cushion. They simply take the overlay off, make the changes they want to, put the overlay back on, and everything's clean and looks finished once they're done. So that's why we choose to use an overlay as opposed to gluing different layers together. The overlay on this cushion is designed for several things. One, it's designed to help keep much better circulation to the lower extremities. The other thing is designed to make it much more comfortable. This product uses a deep well design for the skin protection and positioning features of the cushion, and we're not the only cushion to do that. The difference is a lot of your products have a deep well design for skin protection and positioning, is that they tend to be uncomfortable because you feel those transitions around the well as opposed to it just feeling like a nice plush cushion that they're sitting on. So it's important that we do something to mitigate that so that it's very comfortable for the user. The other issue is the edges of that deep well create some circulation issues to the lower extremities. So that is what our overlay portion of this cushion is designed, as well as start all your other skin protection features in that it's designed to help reduce shear dramatically, as well as to start the submersion of the bony prominence. The first way that it starts to reduce shear is because it is the two layers of the same fabric. What happens is like a runner that would use two thin socks so that the socks move against each other, as opposed to the motion going against the skin to keep them from getting blisters. Well, this does the same thing for the user in that the two layers of fabric can move on each other a little bit and prevent a lot of the shear right from the start. So that's the first feature of this product, is that it has this other layer of fabric that's the same fabric as the top layer. The other thing this does is give it yet another layer of protection of fluids getting into the inside of the cushion, because this is the same waterproof material that we use on the cover. Now there are other products on the market that have an overlay, but a lot of those overlays, one of the issues that when people do layers in a cushion that are not adhered together or glued together, they tend to shift and move. We've designed our product so that this overlay does not shift or move. I can grab a corner of this overlay and try to shift it and move it. I can even grab a corner of the overlay and throw it around by the overlay alone. Everything stays exactly where it's supposed to on this cushion. That's because of the way we've designed this overlay. We've put this overlay on as though you've upholstered something. It wraps all the way around all four sides to the bottom of the cushion, and there are pull downs through the middle from the overlay. This holds everything in position, so there's no shifting of this overlay. In just the overlay portion of this cushion, there's actually 3 different components inside that work to give better circulation and reduce pressure for the person sitting on the cushion. The 3 components start out with a gel-infused viscoelastic foam as the top layer. The gel-infused helps keep the person much cooler as they sit on the cushion, stopping that heat buildup that you're trying to prevent for somebody that's sitting on a wheelchair cushion. The other thing it does is it gives very little resistance, so you sink into this viscoelastic foam super easy, and which gives you, again, much better circulation and a lot of plush comfort to the person sitting on the chair. The second layer is actually a layer of foam that's a high density, high resiliency foam. Because we have the very soft viscoelastic foam on top, we need something to stop the person from just bottoming out through the surface and still feeling the transitions on the inside of the cushion. And that's where, when you use a viscoelastic foam along with the high density foam, it works perfectly to allow that no resistance at the surface, moving into a little bit of resistance and giving you that comfort level, that just super plush feel, and eliminating feeling those transitions inside the cushion. The other portion, you'll notice that there is a hole in this second layer of foam. That's because we don't want that resistance under the IT and coccyx, under those bony prominence. We want those to submerge without resistance. So you're not going to get resistance from the top layer of viscoelastic foam. It's going to sink very easily into there. The next layer that is also inside this overlay is a layer of a silicone gel. This silicone gel is extremely soft silicone gel that it acts more like a liquid than it does a solid. So it allows your bony prominence to sink in without any resistance, and it greatly reduces shear with it moving easily back and forth as a person pushes a chair or travels down a rough road. So this goes into this well area like this, and then the layers are adhered together with the gel infused viscoelastic on top, giving you an amazingly comfortable surface to this cushion. And all of this is just built into the overlay. We haven't even gotten to the inside of the cushion yet, which we're going to do right now. Basically, to get to the inside, I'm just going to take these pull downs I talked about earlier that help hold everything in place, and we're going to push those through. We're going to do that with all 4 of them. And then we're going to undo, I'm going to undo just 3 of the sides because we can get to the inside nicely with only 3 undone. I'm going to do the 2 sides in the back. And then I'm going to flip it over so that we can see the inside, and we're going to pull it up and get this out of our way. This is the inside of the cushion. This is the foam base that has the Velcro compatible fabric on the bottom so that everything comes together at the base like we just talked about before to hold everything in position. And then we have our gel insert in this cushion. We're going to talk about the base first and then get into the insert. So I'm going to set it aside. As we said, this is a very deep well product. It's designed so that you have the greater trochanters sitting on shelves, giving a lot of support under the greater trochanters and a lot of support under the femurs up here. Some of the slight differences in our product with the deep well than other products is, one, underneath the femurs, we arc this from front to back. A lot of the products that have a deep well, what you'll see is that there will be pressure at the back of the femur and pressure at the front behind the popliteal. The problem with those 2 pressure points and not having pressure in between it all is you wind up greatly reducing the circulation to the lower extremities. Whereas by arcing it slightly, the center of the femur hits first, and as you sink into it, you get a nice even distribution through the femur, giving you much better circulation to the lower extremities. You know, it's compared to a garden hose that if you took 100 pounds and put it in 2 points like this on the garden hose, you're going to stop the circulation going, the flow going through that garden hose. Same thing happens with your circulation. Whereas if I took that 100 pounds, same amount, and spread it across a 5 or 6 inch area and then put it on the hose, the water would still flow through. Same with your circulation. So this gives you much better circulation along with the overlay. The combination of that gives you great circulation to your lower extremities, but still gives you all that lift that you want in the femurs to take it away from back here where the IT and coccyx is, where you tend to get breakdown. And then of course we support the greater trochanters, which are your shock absorbers of your hip structure, giving you that nice lift but not high pressure in those areas. When you add the overlay in, it gives you a nice contoured fall into this well, which gives you that great support and pressure reduction where you need it. The other thing that's different about our well is it has a back to it. A lot of your deep well products, the well just continues straight back off. And those products that have the fluid type gels in them, all your gel and fluid goes to the back of the cushion and you wind up having to knead it back into position all the time. We're going to talk about the insert in a little bit and why you don't have to do that anyway, but having a back helps prevent that sort of thing from happening. But even more importantly, it supports the back of the pelvis, which means I'm not just getting lift from one side, which is going to allow you to tilt down in there. I'm supporting the back of the pelvis too, giving you a much better lift away from your IT and coccyx, and just giving you much better pressure management altogether. Also, it helps tremendously with the posture of the person in the chair. The posture of the spine starts at the pelvis. It doesn't start on the back support. So if I'm not supporting the back of the pelvis, you're going to tend to get that sacral sitting or that falling of the back of the pelvis, especially when you're lifting on the front of it like we are with the preaxial shelf. So by supporting the back of the pelvis, we help keep that pelvis in line, straight up, straight across. You can take your hands and push on the top of your pelvis, and you literally feel the curvature of your lumbar go into proper position when you do that. That's what we're doing with our chair, with our cushion, by having the back of the well like this. So, and then of course you can see the really nice contour to help keep the person centered and give them that support outside of the hip structure, so that they stay nice and solid in here. We have good support for the legs to keep them in a good position. All of that giving that position, along with the pre-ischial shelf, to keep them from sacrally sitting or sliding forward in the seat. So that's where you get a lot of your positioning from this product. The overall shape of this base is designed to keep the person in a very good posture as they sit in the chair. Now we're going to get into our insert. This insert is actually 2 different layers with just a base on the bottom to hold it in place. But the top layer is the same super soft silicone gel that we have in the overlay. And so you start out with the bony prominence being able to easily sink down into there with very little resistance, and form perfectly to those bony prominence, giving you great pressure reduction. The reason why we only do a top layer and then we have the gel infused viscoelastic for the rest of it is because we've found that when you marry the 2 of them, they're actually, the silicone gel is actually cross-linked or cured on the viscoelastic foam, making it kind of one product, and therefore they marry together and just do a great job of submerging. But the thing is, it goes back to its original position. Once I put this in place, I sit on it, I get off, I can do it over and over. It's always going to go back to that original position without having to eat it in place. And what's really nice is the same pull downs that hold the overlay in place hold this perfectly in place, so it doesn't migrate around or move anywhere. You basically, when you're putting this back together, I always line up the front of the cushion first, Velcro that down, and on the deep you're going to leave a little bit of space, about 1 inch of space between the front of the cushion and the front of your overlay, lined up good and straight with both ends. And then I'm going to take the front 2 pull downs, and I'm actually going to put those through to the bottom of the cushion. This is if you were putting together. It's also how we assemble it. So you're going to do this, and you can see that these go down in here. And then I'm going to put the insert in. And now when I put the back ones in place, this creates a surface that holds front, back, and top, and holds this in position. And you notice I'm barely putting these through. I'm not pulling them hard down. I'm just putting them through to the base so that I can get everything in position. Now once I get this in position, we're going to line up the back 2 corners of the cushion. We're not pulling tight. We don't want to create a strong, hard hammock across the top of this cushion. We only want to get it in position, and then we're going to take this back flap and put it to the bottom of the cushion. That's it. Then we're going to go to the side, the same thing. We're just going to pull it to the point that pulls any wrinkles out and pull it down to the side. I'm not pulling hard. I don't want a tight hammock. So we're going to just put this to the bottom of the cushion, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, I'm not pulling super hard. I'm just pulling it down, and then I'm going to flip it over. These I'm going to pull snug. I'm not, again, pulling up really hard. I'm just getting some decent resistance on all 4 of them. And now everything's in place. Nothing's going to move on this cushion. This means it's an extremely low maintenance product for the user of the chair. This product comes in 14 by 14 up to 24 by 24 in size, and weighs around 4.5, right at 5 pounds. So it's a fairly light cushion. It's very easy for the person to maintain. All you're ever going to need as an end user is to wash the cover. So that's our PC Deep. A lot of engineering, a lot of design work went into this cushion to make sure that we're providing the best in skin protection and positioning we can for an off-the-shelf product that you're not having to custom mold. So that's the PC Deep. It actually goes through the rest of the cushions much faster because they have basically the same design features. This is the PC Gel. The PC Gel has the exact same cover features as the PC Deep. So I don't need to go over that with you again. The only difference is the side boxing on the cover material is shorter because this is a much lower profile product. We wanted this to be a low profile product for your more active user that still needs the skin protection. So we're going to go ahead and take this cover off real quick and show you that the inside is the same overlay as you've got on the PC Deep. It's the same exact overlay with the same 3 components on the inside. It's also pulled, has the base, has the holes in it for this overlay, for the pull downs to go through and go to the bottom. This is the inside, the base of the PC Gel. So basically what you wind up with on the PC Gel is these 4 layers of product for skin protection, and it also offers positioning. Even though it's only coated or considered a skin protection product, we feel that somebody that's in a wheelchair for a great part of their day definitely needs skin protection and positioning, no matter what level of product they qualify for. So that's why all of our products have some of both being built into it, even our general use cushion. So if you look at these 3 layers, they're the same exact build as the other, with the insert back here where the bony prominence would be, this in place over that so that you get a little bit of lift outside of the bony prominent area, and then the visco on the top. So you still have all that shear reduction. You've still got all of the same features as the top layers of the Deep. The difference is where this sits. This is now sitting in the inside the well of that, so it's not it's up like this. It's a much softer foam that we use on the PC Gel because it is now the 3rd component. So basically, if you take all 3 of these, this still allows a lot of submersion inside of this cushion, but the foam is your last layer on this one. And so we do want it to finalize in here, but with all these other layers forming around it as it goes down. So you can see just the gel in this, you get great submersion for those bony prominence, but then you add the visco and you're really forming around those bony prominence. This product has a built-in coccyx relief, and it goes very deep into the cushion so that if they're sacrally sitting, the coccyx, as they move forward in that sacral sit, their coccyx is going to move forward. We want to make sure that we're covering that the entire time. It still has a nice contour. The contour does several things. It forms that person they sit in, getting that lift all the way around, taking away from the bony prominence here. It still has the arc under the femurs, so you get that nice even distribution through the femurs. And it's basically got most of the features of the PC Deep, only it's not as tall of a cushion and therefore does not have the deep well, but you're getting a lot of the same skin protection properties as the Deep. So that's the PC Gel. It also comes in 14 by 14 up to 24 by 24. Both the PC Gel and the PC Deep are manufactured in Ringgold, Georgia, so they are U.S. made products. The PC Lite, which is our general use cushion, is very easy to go through because it has the same exact cover as our PC Gel and our PC Deep as far as materials. So you've got a high-end cover on a product that's sold as a general use cushion. You can't, which is going to give you the best cover on the market for that level of cushion. And the base of the PC Lite is the same exact base used in the PC Gel, with all those design features in it for skin protection and positioning in our general use cushion. The only thing that's missing, we don't have the overlay on the Lite, and there's no reason for the Velcro compatible on the bottom. So this base that is our PC Deep base is also the cushion that is our general use cushion. So you can see how our products all work together to create a line of products that gives you the different levels of seating, but they use the same skin protection and positioning features that make them such a great product line. The last product, cushion-wise, I was going to go over is our PC Air. The PC Air is interesting because it uses the exact same base design as the PC Deep. It also, there's actually two options, the PC Air, the PC Air Plus. The PC Air has the same overlay design as our PC Deep, except in the overlay you do not have the gel, so that this is the air insert that's inside the PC Air. So what you're going to get is you're going to get just this and the thin layer of Visco, so the person submerges down in your air bladder, which is your multi-cell air bladder, which sits in the well and comes to the front of the cushion so that you can easily adjust your air volume. So the same design aspects that are in the PC Deep are in the PC Air. The only difference is air insert instead of gel insert, giving you that option. And also there is no foam at the base of this, only a little plastic piece to hold this in place, because you can see this is deeper than the gel insert. Air is not as supportive, so you have to have more of it to give the same support. Then the PC Plus has the exact same overlay as the PC Deep. Basically, you have the air bladder then, and then you also have the gel on top. Our pressure mapping with this system has been fantastic. It's a nice even feel for the person in the chair, and it gives them that backup comfort of bottom out protection in case something, they left their valve open and they didn't realize it, or they got a hole in the bladder. Not likely since it's completely surrounded, but if they get a hole in the bladder, they'd have that extra protection of the gel and the overlay. That's why we're offering that as an option. So you can either get the PC Air without the gel, which is the PC Air, or you can get the PC Air with the gel and the overlay, and that's the PC Plus. The PC Air comes in 16 by 16 up to 24 by 24. We don't go as small on that because it would require a different size air bladder. So that's the PC Air, which is launching probably towards the middle or last part of July. The last product I wanted to cover is our ProForm Back. ProForm Back for now is our first launch into the back lineup. It is only available for now, with the Avid chairs, because we don't have hardware to go on other people's chairs yet. That is coming. But very unique features on this too. One, there is no adhesive used on the metal to hold Velcro in place on this product. Because we all know that just winds up peeling off over time with heat and temperature changes. So it's held down the same way you would your child restraint chairs, in that everything has pull-throughs that Velcro back to itself, which holds it in place even better, and it makes it a lot easier to put on and maintain. The lumbar system in this is very different. We use these spring steel plates that actually go into these slots throughout the back, giving you the ability to place them wherever is most convenient for the person and make them as subtle or as aggressive as you need to, as simply as moving that. So you can form this lumbar support to be perfect for the person in the chair. And unlike the aluminum stays that some people use, they don't unbend because they're captured on both ends. So it actually holds that same shape, pretty much forever. It gives them a little bit of a dynamic support because it is spring steel, but it's going to maintain that same shape. Also, the aluminum stays that are normally in the cover, they have to take them out when they wash the cover. This one, they don't have to take anything out. You don't have to worry about them forgetting to put it back in or messing up the shape of them while they have them out. This is just a much better, efficient way of setting that lumbar for them and making sure it's perfect. It also comes with these lateral bolsters. These lateral bolsters just allow you to get that nice cradling feel and form the sides of the cushion to fit them perfectly. And you can do that because on the back, they have a screw back here that you just loosen and slide it up and down to the right position. They also angle so that you can get the right angle, and then you can put them, wherever it's perfect for that particular person. The other thing that makes this nice is and I'll show you how it slides up and down. So basically you got a little notch here on the front that comes up, which is, I don't have a screwdriver, so I'm doing this by fingers. But once you get that, you got the notch out. And what's nice is, but because we have the notch, without tightening it completely up, you can put it in place, tighten it a little bit so it doesn't fall, and then have the person sit in it. And then you can rotate the angle to be just right for that person, and then tighten it the rest of the way down. So this system allows you to really hone this thing in to be a perfect fit for the person that's using the chair. And if they have swing away laterals, this same slot that goes from top to bottom here is where you can put your swing away laterals. You may need to remove the lateral bolster at that point because you're using lateral thoracic supports, or you can use the bolster with the supports as well. So it just gives you a tremendous amount of availability to form this back to fit the person. In the cushion, you've got 3 different layers as well. You've got that same gel-infused viscoelastic foam for a nice, cool, extremely plush, comfortable top surface. The high-density, high-resiliency foam as the next layer. And then we have a layer of a closed-cell foam to make sure that you don't feel any of the hardware that may be on the back for whatever attachments you have. So this is our new ProForm back. It's available in 16 by 18. And also through 24 by 18, and those also adjust height on the hardware, can be adjusted height by 6 inches. So it's really going to give you an 18 to 24 inch height on that one, and then all the sizes 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24 are also available in a 22 high. The 22 inch back also has 6 inches adjustment, so that's going to give you up to 28 inches in height on the back. So that's the different products we have now. Hopefully you'll keep looking for Precision Comfort, because we've only just begun to develop seating and positioning products, and we will be launching more products as the year and years go by. Thank you for watching.